population of about 1 billion people, Africa is home to 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world, with foreign and local talent teaming up to harness what has now been termed as the next frontier. Small businesses in Africa face many challenges, one of which is an information gap, as there are inadequate institutions providing the necessary training entrepreneurs need to grow their businesses. Our guest today is an entrepreneur who is working hard to bridge that gap. He's a multimedia personality and the Chief Executive Officer of Inversion Incorporated, owners of Business Connect Media and SME 100. Brian Oji, welcome to Footprints in Africa.
Thank you.
Okay, so with Business Connect on television, radio, it's online as well, and you have a magazine coming out, why do you think this is an effective way to grow small and medium enterprises in Africa?
Okay, in answering that, I'll just track back a bit to answer the question. What are the problems that small businesses in Africa face? One of them is access to information, access to the knowledge, the know-how of how to exactly run a business. Then of course there's access to finances, access to markets. Those are challenges that they face. So we chose one, which is access to information, which is the one we're solving now.
Okay.
And a lot of people need to know how to start a business. We found out that most of the businesses that are started in Africa are circumstantial. In fact, all around the world, they're circumstantial. People couldn't get a job, so they decided to start a business.
Okay.
But there's not enough information as to how exactly a business should be run. So they face a lot of problems, questions they can't answer. So we decided to set out to do Business Connect, radio, television, the magazine, the events that we do, the online platform that we run, all of which send out information of how a business should be run. There is a technique to run a business successfully.
What type of content do you disseminate across your media platforms, and how important are they to entrepreneurs?
We're very conscious of ensuring that what we share is very relevant.
Okay.
So we premium experience sharing. Right? So we get entrepreneurs to share their experiences. So it's experience sharing mostly that we have across all our platforms. So you may not have something on Business Connect that says dream big or the ABC of success is this, which as important as that is the motivation. But you're gonna have things more like, oh, how do I hire and retain staff? I have a particular project coming up. I went to the banks refused to give me money. How do I raise capital? You're gonna have something like, I have a high flyer working in my system. Now it has a job opportunity in XYZ place. What am I supposed to do? So those are the real problems that entrepreneurs face, and those are the kind of content that we put into our show. And what we do normally is that we bring in experienced entrepreneurs who come in to share their life story, the stories, their business stories with our audiences. In telling those stories as to how they were able to navigate different places. We have people who listen to the radio program or watch the television program or attend the events. They say, oh, I was able to take XYZ experience from this entrepreneur and apply it to my reality, and this was the result. So,
Speaking of events, we mentioned SME 100. So what is an SME 100 event all about?
SME 100 event is like a life-like representation of what we try to achieve with the media. What we do on the media is that we bring entrepreneurs together and then they share their experiences in the hope that there's an entrepreneur listening wherever they are. And those people are able to learn from the entrepreneur and apply it to their businesses and probably give us feedback via email or by phone call. But an SME 100 event is happening live, okay? The experienced entrepreneur is in the studio or is in the hall. The young entrepreneur is also in the hall, so they can communicate live.
It's direct contact.
It's direct, and then you're getting the feedback live. So you have in a place like SME 100, you can ask questions directly. Hi, my name is this. I heard what you said about this. That is my peculiar situation. I'm going to apply. And if you have questions that are peculiar to you, you can have them addressed at an SME 100. So it's like a life-like platform for us to achieve what we try to achieve every time via the media.
So from what I understand, you make startup for businesses easier. So let's talk about your own startup. How is starting up for you?
The normal startup problems, we did face them, access to finance and getting people to believe you. So for me personally, starting up was, I had to take the time to understand what the business was really all about. Like I had a sense of the kind of impact I wanted to make on the continent. But what kind of vehicles were most effective? Is radio most effective? Is TV most effective? Do we go ahead to do a magazine now? Which one do we start out with? So just couching it, what should the content be like? We've been able to get around what content works now, what content doesn't work right now. But that was not the way it was when we started. We tried a couple of things first. So it was getting around what the concept really should be that's going to help us to be really effective in what we want to do. So that was the startup challenge. And having solved that, it's been a bit easier to get the support I need, because I didn't know who I needed to hire, because I wasn't sure of the skills I needed, because I wasn't too sure what I needed to get done. You know? So, but now that we understand what we're doing, we know the exact talent to attract, we know the kind of sponsors to attract, and it's a bit better. We still have the normal startup challenges like trying to fund office spaces. We're trying to get facilities from maybe a loaning institution. It's still a challenge, but we're happy that we have made some kind of progress. So yeah, so startup is still challenging for us.
What advice would you give someone that was like you about 2 years ago? I was trying to think of the most effective vehicles, the most effective ways to disseminate content, what type of content was relevant. What advice would you give that person now?
Okay. The first thing is talk to people with experience. Talk to people with experience. If you can get a mentor, fantastic, get a mentor. But I found out that my life became easier when I started looking for people who have probably done a semblance of what I'm doing, and started having conversations with them. You know, they told me so many things. They told me so many things about my model. Our model was based on hope. Some people say the hope strategy, but the hope strategy is not effective because you can't control when money comes in and when money goes out. There was a lot of things that I had straightened out the more I spoke to experienced people, which actually informed the content we have on our television program.
Yes.
Because having gone through that experience, and I thought to myself, if I'd met these people at the beginning, I would have been able to organize my thoughts better and drive my business in a particular direction. But having met them now, thankfully, we are now driving the business in the direction we should. But we put the content on television so that people can leverage the experience of other people. So experienced people, talk to experienced people, and then of course there's the whole part about just never giving up on what you want to do, just sticking to it.
Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? Where do you see Inversion Incorporated? Where do you see Business Connect Media? How do you see your events sweeping across Africa in the next 5 years?
We really feel that if people know better, they will act better.
Of course.
The difference between me and the next guy is the quality of information that I've been exposed to. So if we can expose people to the right information, they'll probably act better. We talk about in our system how that businesses don't go on for so many years. You don't have businesses entering the third generation or the fourth generation. You don't have that in our business. Even the second generation, you don't have that in our society. It's not because people knowingly destroy their businesses when they die, or people knowingly do not set up the structures to have a business move on from generation to generation. It's because people don't know. They don't have the information. So we really want to spread across Africa to really get the information out there. We have information. We have something that we believe is working, because we can see a lot of feedback from our audiences as how that, by listening to you, I've improved XYZ in my business. So fantastic. So we really plan to take it across Africa. So hopefully in the next 5 years, we will do like maybe 20 more countries and have some kind of impact across the 54 countries in the continent. And we hope, whether through the television, whether through live broadcast of the event, or via live simulcast online, whatever it is that we can do. So that's one. Another thing is that because we're really focused on helping businesses grow, we're looking at a situation where we can solve the next problem of entrepreneurship, which is access to funding. So we should be able to raise a fund that small businesses can access with no collateral, or just show us something that makes it that your business is serious enough, and then we can give you the grant, and then we'll structure a way for you to actually use the money rightly. And then we're also thinking about setting up an accelerator.
Okay, is that like a facility?
It's a facility where you can come in, and then we can have shared services. You can share Wi-Fi, you can share accounting services, human resource services, general services that every business needs. So we're looking at setting that up as well. The goal of which, and our imagined future, is an Africa where we have a solid business ecosystem. Where when somebody takes one step and say, I want to start a business, he or she is aware of what it takes to start, run, grow a business, and probably to sell the business when you're done.
Yes, that's amazing.
That's our goal.
So where can we go to find out more about your business?
The website would be the best place, www.businessconnectonline.com. You can find a lot of information about us on the website, and the phone numbers there that you could call as well.
Thank you so much, Brian. Stay connected with Footprint to Africa. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. Like us on Facebook. Connect with us on LinkedIn and follow us on Twitter. I'm Chiamaka J. Uwadoka, and you're on Footprint to Africa.